Welcome everybody to another educational lesson from Francisco Perez.
Hey guys, today I'm going to take you briefly down into the dungeons of this prison in ancient Rome. Now, this prison is not just any ordinary prison. In fact, it's the place where the Apostle Paul were held in chains.
The Apostle Paul. So, who is the Apostle Paul? So let's get into the story of Paul.
Over 2,000 years ago. Now, anyone who thinks the Bible is not historical fact really needs to do some more research into history. Because this is one prime example, this prison in Rome. In Acts 27:28, it tells us the story that Paul was arrested in Jerusalem, imprisoned at Caesarea for 2 years. Then Paul appealed to Caesar and suffered a shipwreck on his way to Rome as a prisoner.
So, supposedly, this person, Paul, was arrested for 2 years and had pleaded with Caesar. And along the way, on sailing to Caesar, he suffered a shipwreck. Let's just get in the story and then I'm going to break it down.
After 2 years, Paul was released from his imprisonment, after which he travelled and wrote 2 more epistles before his final Roman imprisonment.
See, it's so funny, like, we should start from over here and sail all the way this way and not sail to America. I mean, let's just pull up a map, a broad map. It's gonna give me a hard time, you know how it is, road map. So, I'm gonna pull up a road map, and we'll see what this really looks. This is what they do in the Pacific, man. This is what they do to us Polynesians, and we ain't dumb, but we have been separated from our culture in a way. Yeah, it's still there for us because it happened to us more recent than a lot of other people in the world. See, it didn't happen to get fully taken from us to the late 18th century. That's when, everything was being stripped away and you weren't being taught any of it. All right, so let's pull this up. No, in fact, let's do this. Peter's projection. Okay, let's use a better map. So we'll pull up Peter's projection. Peter's projection it might not be fully accurate in respects to the shapes, but in terms of area, land masses, the size of the countries, this is very relevant. All right, so this is the map, right? So there was all up in here. Sailing all through here. Right, where is it? Right there. Sailing all through here. Let's just say this. They gone around Africa. You know they went around Africa. And they went all through Australia. Okay, look at the map. Australia, They went all through Africa. They went all up Asia. But they couldn't jump from Africa to South America when there's a channel, like a river in the ocean that brings you straight to South America. You telling me nobody ever came over here and nobody went back and forth? It's just like Hawaii. When they talk about Hawaii, the reason why I talk about Hawaii, it's not because I'm trying to promote Hawaii, but I understand my culture a little more than most people. And when my culture rings bells to your cultures and my father's culture, I like to use that to kind of like let you see, like, this is why I see it, and this is what I was raised with, and this is what I know to be true. They're trying to tell you you could never vibe like this, yet we vibed like that in the Pacific. So I'm just trying to show you that it's possible. I'm not trying to do anything else but to show you if it's possible in the Pacific, why couldn't it be possible 2,000 miles away? Alright, you see how they're trying to make this difficult, right? Alright, so what I'm talking about is when they teach you about sailing, you don't understand sailing. So they can tell you any stupid ass story, Kontiki ass story, and you're gonna believe it. But let me show you what's real. They tell you, oh, if the wind is going this way, so if it'd be impossible to sail to America, right? Okay, you know Hawaiians or people in Hawaii, they sailed to Tahiti. Now, if you look on a map of the Pacific Ocean, Hawaii is in the very, very northern part of the Pacific. In fact, when the landmass Mu was the continent before it had sunk and was above, see, this is Hawaii. That was the northern part of the continent Mu, and in ancient tales it says that Hawaii was actually the capital of the Mu, the continent Mu, where there's a confederacy of people and they had lived in relative peace amongst each other, right? So if you travel from Hawaii to Tahiti, that's 2,000 miles. 2,000 miles. Yet we couldn't travel 2,000 miles to America? And then they say, well, the reason is because the winds, they go this way. So if you go this way, it's gonna be really hard. It says it goes this way, the winds. So if you go this way, it's gonna be really hard coming back against the winds. But what they teach you in sailing is that at different parts of the year, the winds change directions. So that's why our people in ancient times were able to traverse the seas, because they understood the different time periods and when the winds would shift. That's why the time of the year, the winter summer solstice, all of these things is important, because that's your life. Without it, you can't do anything. That's why you ain't doing a damn thing. So I already showed you articles that says they found Polynesian bones in North America and South America. It says in South America there was whole villages of these Polynesian people that had just disappeared. Do you understand what I'm saying? There were whole villages of Negro people, and they were enslaved or killed and replaced by these Mongoloids we know today, and the descendants were told they're from Africa. You know, these villages they talk about is the oldest villages. Put it together. It's not hard. Use your mind. Don't let your pride rule you. Make an honest decision. Use logic. Alright, my bad. Fucking go off all day.
In the Mamertine prison. Here Paul wrote these words to Timothy. I am already being poured out as a drink offering, and the time of my departure has come. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the course. I have kept the faith.
Now you understand when these people like Jesus and Paul are so beautiful. The stories sound so amazing. I'm just encompassed in love, 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 love.